Okay, we're going to do a quick little vid here. Those of you who know my channel, you know what my mug looks like. So let's just do this. Follow the process, I guess. And then I rented this John Deere 650 or 450J. And then attempted to wipe all this back property out. Keep in mind, when we came here, this was solid brush from the beginning of this property. Solid brush. So most of it was done by hand and chainsaws, and then finally I had Toby make this perimeter road around the property. It goes all the way back to the 10 acres, back around a couple switchbacks, and then back. This is just like the first area behind my place here. I got the solar going, it's pretty good, eh? So rented this dozer. It took me about a half an hour to figure the prick out. Okay, good to go. Those of you know, I've driven forklifts my whole life, so I did the best I could. Pond's drying up a little bit, but got goldfish in there. And I actually want one of these dozers. So for 8 hours of runtime, it was about $500, a little under than that. That's fair, because if I'd have known this before, I'd have done this myself and not hired anybody. But what I did was I got most of the stumps out, and then some of the bigger ones with the deep roots I couldn't get out. That's okay, I'll burn them up in the winter time around October. Gotta drill some holes in it. Got a little garden going, lots of little stuff. It's all good. And then, but yeah, so when it dries out, it's a lot of wet still up there, but it's drying out just from yesterday. And then the other thing is still, there's just so much garbage on this property because the people that owned it, the Russians, yeah, they just dumped shit all over the place. So we're picking the crap up. This is going to be where the pool goes. And it's just, you know, above ground, what do you call it, doughboy, shit like that. And then we're going to go back here a little bit. But yeah, did this myself. It wasn't too bad. That's a little wet spot in there. I got almost stuck it in there, almost stuck it back in there. Couldn't get these stumps out. I tried. But this was all mounds and humps. If you look from some prior videos, you can actually see back here we're doing some weapons testing and shooting. So those videos are kind of representative of what it did look like. A lot of these trees are going to get harvested in the next week or two. Make some money off that. But that road right here was just a little skinny little road right here. I dug that out yesterday also. That's going to be, because that's all wet in the wintertime. That's going to be another pond. And then open this up a little bit, because that bulldozer can do a lot of damage. On YouTube, there are some videos that show that. And I watched that first and then got kind of an idea what you could do. But this was all bushes, all in here. You could just barely drive through here. Wiped all this crap out. And then found another major dump pit from the Russians that had this property. And we're just picking it up piece by piece. And if we can recycle it, we can. If we can't, it goes in the garbage, or I got to take it to the dump. But yeah, there's a lot of junk still they dumped, and they hid stuff. But this is kind of cool. We're opening this up. It did, that one roadie right there bloomed real good. It's done for now. Open this up a little bit, and then kind of get a perspective what's going on out here, right here. I just heard something behind me. Could be, there's deer all over the place, right up to the windows of my place. Out here, we're feeding them. We've got about 20 rabbits here now, and they're just having fun hanging out. And but this is where I'm at right here. But you know, I don't know what the video quality is going to be like, because I am using my cell phone. When all the other videos I did with my my Nikon 100 or whatever that is, and it only allows me about 8 minutes runtime, but it gives me like a very high megapixel resolution. So you guys can comment when you watch it, tell me how the video quality looks. So we might as well do a little bit more walking here. And this, you couldn't even really go through here. Just basically, it was a small trail. I could get the Jeep through there. So I opened this up, and there's more garbage back here. And from whoever, but we're kind of still picking it up. And open this up a little bit more. And now it's so hot here. It's about 10 degrees hotter down here, Toledo, Ethel, which is Lewis County, then up in Seattle, where I basically was born and raised. So we're back here a little bit. Out of the 10 acres, this is probably 1 acre. So there's another 9 that goes this way. I'm not going to waste everybody's time walking around there. I'll do a video where I put the camera on the Jeep or the quad and go around it. But this goes all the way around. It's not a straight shot. There's dips and turns and goes way, way back to the edge of the property, comes back around. And then the other thing is there are so many fruits and nuts that you could eat out here. There's cherries, there's salaus, there's what do you call them damn things? Salmon berries, there's blackberries, there's raspberries. They're everywhere. And right now, basically in the next 3 weeks, we want to pick all these hazelnuts and acorns, and they're everywhere. And those are expensive, and they're actually good for you, and they taste pretty good. I usually roast them in the barbecue a little bit on a pizza pan. Nice and cool back here. But that's kind of the process here, little by little. And like I said, I'm kind of kicking myself because I paid, good guy, did great work. He did the first road, but with the pond, he dug for me the first pond and the perimeter around the place. It was about $2,500, and I actually accomplished everything that you're looking at right here, and a little bit over there, and the background. If you go around the back, it comes around to this road again. Open that up, but then that's where it crisscrosses, where you can go way, way back the other, whatever, 7 acres now I'm back. But there are critters everywhere. There's deer all the time, chipmunks, no squirrels, no crows. We have ravens, they're huge. And this other almost extinct little critter that they reintroduced, and there's actually a couple of them on this property. They're called silvers. I think they're silvers. And they look like little chipmunks, but they have a long, skinny body. And the wildlife is just crazy. And they don't bother us. We don't bother them. And I shoot all the time. But they know I'm not shooting at them. So, but this is kind of an idea of what's going on. I hear some gunfire in the background. Probably my neighbor Scott or Ray Anderson shooting down there. That's funny. I worked with a guy where I worked, and he's passed away, but his name was Ray Anderson also. But that's kind of where we're at. It's a little bumpy in spots. I did the best I could do for a first time driving a bulldozer. Man, I've driven tractors and backhoes once in a while, and forklifts forever, but I tried to flatten out as best I could. But once it dries out a little bit better, I'm probably going to make some homemade gizmo for the back of that quad. I played baseball for a lot of years in my life, and then how you flatten out the infield. They got that cyclone fence with some weight on the back, and a little tapered up front with a little radius. And I think I'll be able to use that on the back of the quad to actually flatten this out a little bit more. But it's still very wet. This is certain spots. I mean, those people had an outhouse over here, down here, right here somewhere. I buried that up, but yeah, these are pretty big stumps. I'm gonna burn them out, or we'll see. But that's kind of where we're at. Other than that, those who know my channel, the ones that know me, I'll be going back to work here very shortly because I'm running out of dough. But that's all right. It's basically all set up, power, water. It's all done, good to go. So, and then the real cool thing about living out in the bushes now, everybody's friendly to each other. The neighbors, most of us know each other. And then everybody shoots, fishing, hunting. And I don't have to live in that goddamn city of Seattle anymore because that place is a joke. I don't need to say any more about it. I'm going to finish the deck on here pretty soon. The inside, when I get that completely done, it's a mess right now, but yeah, I'll go in here real quick. Got my bed on a pedestal. I put these windows in. Chainsaw madness, it's a mess. I apologize. Got everything dampered because got the AC going because it's very hot. So I guess if I open the door a little more light. So I finished these walls, and this country fashion style, and then getting everything up off the floor. So everything, I do most of the cooking and the barbecue outside, and they kind of do their thing, I do my thing, but we all, you know, work together, I guess, as a team as best as possible. So yeah, there's the solar panel. I got to fix that when I put the ceiling in here. My little computer station, which is also the television. But yeah, I got this $200 window for 50 cents, 50 bucks. Put that in, put that window in. Plumbed in my old AC unit through the wall, and then that's kind of where we're at. I mean, it's about 80% finished in here. I still got to put carpet down because the carpet holds heat in the wintertime. The wintertime it's a little brutal, but that's it. If I had 150 grand or whatever these things are, I'd buy one of these and just go to town with that. But yeah, that's it. Same old schmemo. All right, so till next time, okay, peace out. Later.